Hey man, there's a point in every man's journey where he notices something shift. The texts get colder, the spark feels duller, the energy that once flowed so naturally between you and her now feels one-sided. Maybe she's distant, maybe she's just busy, or maybe she's still physically there, but emotionally checked out. And that moment hits hard. It makes you want to reach, to ask, to over-explain. But deep down, you already know you gave away your center, and the only way to get her chasing again isn't to do more, it's to shift your energy back to the man she first fell for. You see, in the beginning, she chased you because you were grounded, detached from outcome, focused on your path. You had that edge, that mystery, that self-prioritization that made her work for your time. But somewhere along the way, you traded that masculine pull for comfort. You got predictable. You started texting first every time, making her the center, losing your routine. Now, you're leaning in, hoping she'll respond the way she used to. But it doesn't work like that. You don't reignite her attraction by doing more. You reignite it by doing less and becoming more. That energy shift begins with removing her from the pedestal. It's subtle, but when she feels that she's the center of your validation, she starts pulling away. Not because she wants someone else, but because the man she met wasn't like this. He was busy, focused, mysterious, and now you're showing up before she even looks. And women don't chase what's already theirs. They chase what feels just out of reach. That doesn't mean going cold. It means pulling back into your mission, your standards, your rhythm. That alone shifts the vibe, and she feels it instantly. When a man reclaims his energy, everything changes. You stop looking for responses. You stop overanalyzing texts. You stop wondering how she feels. Why? Because you're back in your world, back in your gym routine, back in your business, back in your silence. And that silence, that's what shakes her. Because now she feels that you're no longer orbiting around her mood. You've returned to orbiting your purpose. And purpose is the most magnetic force a man can operate from. She doesn't want to compete with it. She wants to be invited back into it. And let me be real with you. This isn't a fake ignore her to get her trick. That's manipulation. What we're talking about here is embodied energy. She can feel the difference between a man who's pretending not to care and a man who genuinely found his center again. One is insecurity. The other is power. And when you make that shift, not for her, but for you, she starts chasing differently. She starts re-engaging. She starts studying your rhythm again, because now you're no longer pouring, you're attracting. The key is emotional autonomy. That means your mood no longer rises and falls based on how she responds. You're not checking your phone every 10 minutes. You're not refreshing her Instagram story. You've reconnected with the man you were before she became your focus. And the man you were back then, he had gravity. He wasn't trying to win her, he was living, fully, boldly, without apology. And that energy made her want to be near you, because you weren't trying to impress, you were just being aligned. Another part of the shift, boundaries. You stop accepting breadcrumbs. You stop replying instantly. You stop being the guy she can lean on while giving you nothing back. And it's not personal, it's principled. You've returned to a standard, a structure, a lifestyle that doesn't revolve around her availability. You don't complain, you don't get bitter, you simply match energy with distance. And when she notices that you're no longer emotionally accessible 24/7, that's when she feels the void. And that void, that's what reignites her desire. Because desire doesn't come from closeness, it comes from space, from uncertainty, from missing you, and she can't miss what never left. But when you pull back, not with resentment but with purpose, she starts remembering how she used to think about you more, remembering how she used to try harder, remembering how she used to feel excited to hear from you. And that's the moment she re-engages. Not because you chased her, but because you shifted. This energy shift also changes how you speak. You stop over-explaining. You stop talking just to fill space. Now, your words are deliberate, shorter, cleaner. You don't ask unnecessary questions. You don't look for reassurance. You speak when it matters and when you don't. You hold silence, and that silence doesn't scare her. It pulls her in, because now she has to chase the signal. She has to step up. She has to offer something real to match your calm presence. That's how you flip the dynamic without ever raising your voice, The shift also includes being unavailable sometimes. You don't drop your plans to see her. You don't rearrange your life just to meet her halfway. You let her feel that your time is already full, already moving, already valuable. And when she sees that you're not waiting around for her vibe to shift, when she sees that your peace no longer bends for her chaos, she starts earning her way back in. Not with words, with behavior, with effort, with consistency, because now she knows you're not the man she can toy with. You're the man she wants back. You'll also notice that this energy shift changes how she speaks to you. Her tone softens, her replies get longer, her questions become more thoughtful. Why? Because now she feels that she's no longer guaranteed a response. She feels that your energy is no longer something she can tap into on demand, and the uncertainty that brings it activates her emotionally, mentally, even physically. Now she's checking her phone more, replaying your last conversation, wondering what you're doing, who you're with, and why you're suddenly not responding the way she's used to. And all of that starts from presence, not performance. The truth is, women don't chase men who act needy. They chase men who don't flinch when they withdraw. Most guys panic the second she pulls back. They start texting more, getting emotional, trying to re-explain their value. But the man who stays calm, who stays locked in on his goals, who doesn't break character even when she's acting distant, that's the man who triggers a deeper part of her. The part that needs to earn energy back. And when you operate from that kind of composure, you create something most men never do. Mystery and security at the same time. You become the man who is emotionally secure, yet logistically unavailable. That means you're not mad, you're not cold, but you're just not there like you used to be. She texts, you respond hours later. She hints at hanging out. You say you're busy this weekend. She sends something emotional. You acknowledge it, but you don't dive into it. And why not? Because you're not ignoring her. You're rebalancing the scale. And she knows it. She can feel it. She knows she's no longer the one setting the tone. You are. And that shift, that changes everything. And here's what flips the script entirely. When she starts putting in effort again, you don't jump back to the old energy. You let her come closer, but you keep your pace. You still prioritize your time. You still leave some messages on read. You don't reward her just for showing up again. You let her work to feel the depth of your presence, because now your love isn't just available, it's selective. And that's how she starts seeing you, not as an option she controls, but as a standard she respects. This energy shift also forces her to examine her own patterns. When you stop responding the way she expects, she can no longer blame you for the disconnect. She starts replaying things she said. She starts catching the tone she used. She starts realizing how she used distance to get attention and how it stopped working. Because now, your absence isn't silence, it's a mirror that reflects her own energy back at her. And in that mirror, she starts correcting herself. Not because you demanded it, but because your behavior retrained the dynamic. One of the most attractive traits a man can have is emotional non-reactivity. When she pushes, you don't pull. When she tests, you don't flinch. When she gives less, you don't beg for more. You match it or withdraw altogether. And the deeper your calm runs, the louder your energy becomes. Because now, she's not reacting to your words, she's reacting to your lack of need. And that, my friend, is what creates emotional gravity. You stop chasing her, and suddenly she can't stop thinking about you. You become the prize again when you start living like one. That means your time is sacred, your energy is rare. You don't explain your moves, you don't overtalk your intentions. You just live, clean, composed, focused. She doesn't know when she'll hear from you next, and that's what pulls her in. Because now you're not a habit, you're a moment, a vibe, a space she has to work to access again. And that distance isn't rude, it's realignment. It's reclaiming the polarity that made her obsessed with you in the first place. And when she does come back, you don't make it easy. You're kind, but you're not over-eager. You smile, but you don't initiate every time. You're open, but not wide open. She senses the shift. She knows she doesn't own your attention anymore. And that's what makes her show up more feminine, more intentional, more invested. Because now she's trying to earn the version of you she once took for granted. And when she feels that she's earning something rare again, that's when she gets hooked all over again. Eventually, this energy shift doesn't just change her, it changes you. You start loving differently. You stop needing reciprocity to feel complete. You stop overgiving. You stop proving, and instead you observe, you hold, you guide, and the women around you start shifting too. They either rise to your level or remove themselves, but either way, you're unmoved. Because now your worth isn't tied to who stays, it's tied to who matches your energy without needing to be chased. So remember this, man. You don't win her back by doing more. You win her back by becoming less accessible, more centered, and deeply focused on your own momentum. You stop flooding her with validation and start leading with silence. You stop offering your energy just because she used to want it, and when she sees that, when she feels the man she thought she could drift from has become even more powerful in her absence, that's when she chases again. And this time, not because you asked her to, but because she can't help it.